Welcome aboard for episode 83 in the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game here on How Not to Game a Calico Jack, Cali Jack, I should say. I'm Cali Jack, and this is going to be a fun one. We're going into the power of the lists and some basics on the list tools as well as some deeper dives. We've been seeing me use them. I hope you're absorbing that they're useful and just how useful they are. And it's time to really dig into them for a while. So for the rest of this episode, we are going to work our way across, deal with one issue off of each list, and show you how to take and utilize the various narrowing and search parameters on them. So, first thing I need to deal with is I've got some white lines under the line management list, which is the first one in the lists as well. It's also available as its own because it's most commonly used. Same reason the grids is still back up here in a new spot, but it's still back up here to take and turn it off and on and off the grid lines. I really wish they'd have put the trees transparency and the building transparency back on the main bar as well, but they put them into the options. So you got to do an extra click to get to them. For those tracking caffeination, we now have from the new tub, the non-contaminated with decaf tub, real coffee. And even the first two sips, I knew I had made a mistake. That and the massive headache I've been getting from caffeine deficiency. Yes, I am addicted to caffeine. I admit it. Specifically to coffee. Now we're going to look at here and oops, let's turn this off. Line 169, just a line. So my first thought was, okay, do I have any trains on it? No. Did I assign things and build it so that a train could be on it? Yes, I had it set up. It was one of the lines when I was doing those goofed up things as I was starting to fall asleep last night. For me, probably 2 nights, 3 nights ago by the time this posts. And no, I don't do any fancy posting or anything like that. So we're kind of looking at this and saying, what can we do? Or how can I know? So let's go to the Paulingfield saw yard. And let's see what it's served by. So going to it, open it up by clicking it, connections. I've got 4 loggers, 3 loggers going in here. So what's going on here? Well, they're all in that 160 range, so I can take a look at them quickly here and turn them off quick. Oh, this guy is listed as going to Oldmouth. And going to Saggy Sulphus. So he's not one of them. 165. That was my mistake. Meant to click on 166, the Shadow Saggy, and that answered my question. So this now becomes the Shaded Saws yard. Shaded Sawyer, we're going to call him the Sawyer yard. And that changes us up. But it's still time. We've got a train on it. We got him set. 168 was another one that's serving this spot. Let's close him down here. The Wrecked Wren Logger. And he's a logger. He's going from the timber yard to here. Okay, I can live with that. Then we got the Old Paul. Now, where is Old Paul? Old Paul is 163. And he is showing here at the Shaded Sawyer, but he's supposed to be going to the Old Myth. Nope, it's just a Shaded Sawyer, so he's right. So, the question is, which of those three is wrong? And there's a reason I'm asking. So we're going to go to the rect wren, which is this one here. Come to it. And this is the rect wren. And I'm going to call them north and south, the yards. Oops. We got the train open. Hey, that's right. It's because it's open right here. What am I thinking? Okay. We know there's a vehicle on it. We know it's loading, so it's good. He's not loading. Let's go to where he's at. Well, he's at the Shaded Sawyer, so he's not a logger. Wait a minute. He's a planker. There's part of our issue. The Shadow Saggy planker. So now we know that that's a plank trying going to the furniture place. So 169 is probably exactly as we said. A copy of it, because it's going from the Shaded Sawyer to the saggy sofas factory. So we can get rid of that line. We're going to just delete him. The Wren's Bluffs 2 logger, the long haul, is the one that I'm betting doesn't have or has a bad setup on. That's the wrecked Wren. Get our lists back open. Wren Buffs logger 1, but he's the logger 2. Where does he go? Schedule says the Old Myth saw yard. Okay. And this guy goes to the other saw yard, so we've got a duplicate line. So I can get rid of that line. Because he is a duplicate. We can delete this line. Shouldn't cause any issues. I'm hoping. Confirming. Yep. This one. That's the flat wren. Flat wren is coming back right now, looks like. Yep. Okay. So that's some of the kit skills, and you've seen some of the others, such as finding the profit levels that we used before the vehicle earnings. So you can go through and find the vehicles with the highest earnings are, of course, our gas tankers and oilers. And we've got the Baden Book Calico Distribution Local. Hey, all of these give us tools. We've used it to come in and find obsolete vehicles, which we've got quite a few of out there, and we may need to start thinking about removing some. Next up, your vehicle list. We used this a while ago. And we were using that with the special filter on to see who's obsolete. And that's what we're looking at right here, is just the obsolete trains. And there's a lot now because the F7 is now a technically obsolete train. Oh, make a loss is what it got set for. I need it to obsolete, sorry. So set it to obsolete. You can also use it for no route, stuck in a depot. Oh, we got somebody in a depot and he's unassigned. Let's go to him. And because I saw there was nothing outstanding, I'm just going to sell him. No schedule. Nobody's got a schedule. No line. We have 2 trains without lines. Uh-oh. And it looks like our trash lines did not take. This happens. Sometimes I don't click the right buttons in the right order. And the trash was being done at a time when I would be a little bit loggy. So all we're going to do is promote these up to lines. Now this is the Roosters Perch Scrapyard to Central claiming, so I think we're just going to call him. And that should take care of that. And then this guy is probably the same. Looking at him, he goes to Hold My Ashes. Yep. And that's all we're going to call him, is Hold My Ashes. And he's a relay. So we want to do that. Now if we step him down, open him back up, we're back into that spot on the vehicle list, and guess what? Nothing. Obsolete. There's our obsolete trains that we need to replace. And yes, a lot of these are steam engines. It's 91. It's time to get rid of the last steam engines that are workhorses on the road. We like to think of ourselves here as a Class 1 organization, not a Class 5 organization. Or whatever class historical ones are. So we'll fix those down the road. Next up, the station list. We took a peek at this when we were using it just a while ago for the Brentons, and I still have the Brenton branch stop to take and get a set bus into. We forgot it. I forgot it. So, again, same things. We can see overcrowded and no connection on the special filter. We can also sort by weighting, type of station, whether it's road or rail or both. Well, maybe. Trams, trams and bus, all three, truck, tram, bus. So it's telling us what type of station. Is it a dock? Is it a bus stop? Is it a road stop for passengers? Or is it a actual train stop? And then there's also the symbol for the tram / trolley stop. Good to know. Good to know. Next up, we've seen me use this, the depot list. And it lists all the depots, or you can break it down by the type to narrow to the one. Yes, I do wish that they would let us name our garages and depots. It would make it so much easier to target to them, to know which one's actually dispatching for who. Guys, if you're listening out there, I got a wish list. That's probably a big item, though, to take the code in. The list of all vehicles, we've used this numerous times to take and show you and to see what's coming up. But it also lets us see the obsolete vehicles. All the way back to the horse and carriage, pony express, postal wagons, things like that. The things that took a biological. And you can close the list by clicking on the button too, if you're lucky enough and the list is set right. Hey, what are we at here? We have a list that tells us our cities and their size. We can sort by name, number of population, the amount of growth it's getting, which is the number in parentheses. And you can flip it top to bottom. No real special chart. When you go to the main chart, it's just going to give you an overall population, overall city growth. So 1,800 people were added this year already. So this is going to be a banner year. Every 2,000 seems to be a tripper. Might as well warn you. That's when, if I remember right, 2,000 or 2,500. I've got the industry set to. The cities, number of cities. I haven't found it any more ones. Factories. How many factories are there now? There are over 100 factories out there. So that's part of my bog, and that's up from 64 11 years ago. In the past few months, we haven't added one. That's another way to take and find it. Is did we add something? Yes, we did. Recently, I missed it. Convoys, number of vehicles out there, number of lines you've assigned. That's what a convoy is. No, actually, the convoys is the number of vehicles. So the number of vehicles consists, which is a train unit. The whole train is a consist. Convoy would be normally a gathering of vehicles on the road. Trams work in consists. Airplanes, of course, can only be single objects. Same with ships, though. Ships with barges. There's a tugboat and barge at certain points in time in this game. How effective they are, I don't know. What's the city traffic like? City traffic hasn't, because we haven't put in a car factory yet. Ooh, nice. When I get one of those, it'll probably jack it, even though there's cars out there. We're running a 42% passenger ratio. That means we're getting about 42% of the passengers we could get. Our passengers, we're covering almost 500,000 a year. There's no mail being sent. And this is the normal number. So this is, we're catching half of that. Yeah. So about 43% of that is what we're catching right now. I don't know if I believe that. Sent mail that we've carried. Mail potential, 152,000. Hey, that's some money we can be making. Our arrived percentages and the percentage of goods that have been generated. This is the amount of goods that need transport. Doesn't tell us how many we've sent, but our arrived percentage means we're carrying 56% right now. We've peaked at 67. Next up, we've seen the city list. We've seen that. The goods list. We've seen this. We've seen me using it, trying to figure out, hey, can I make it? You have two modes. You have everything that's going to be in the game, and the only used. Then you can narrow it based upon the type of vehicle for what speed you need to be going to get the 100%. And then these go negative or positive depending upon whether you're slower, negative of course, or faster. You're going to get a bonus for every click faster. So by train, we should be running at about 123 clicks. Ships should be running 40. Airplanes better be doing 930 miles an hour, better be jet. The monorail should be the 161. The trams need to be up above 60, but there's really not a 66. There's, you jump from 60 to 70 to 90 on tram trolleys. There's one more kind coming down the road. Is a little bit faster. Trucks better be doing 64 clicks. Ooh, I don't think we got every bus and truck doing that. And now we're back to the train, and it's dropped it to 101, and I wonder why. Oh, that's because we were doing that. I hit the wrong button. Now it's going to be stuck there. So let's get it back up to take a look at the 123. Easiest way to tell is if this says 15, you are at the 0 mark. If you bump it. Passengers is your key. Close him out. The factories list. We've been looking at the factories list. And I've already shown you the main one that I like to use, which is the filter by who's servicing it. And when it comes to no player, that's the one I use the most, because that tells me who's open. Who do I have that I can move? Now, I do recommend wind and solar power plants when you get them. Flag it in the name with like served or something, or some way that you know that you connected into that and it's not a new one, because they don't register the electrical content. However, part of that on this one is because at the windmill, when you go in here, has 4 employees who'd like to take and get a ride, but it's not required. Good to know. Same with the solar plant. This is our tourist lists. We service those. They don't name them. They don't even tell you where they're at. It does make it kind of loggy, but that tells you how many are not being used. And the number in parentheses is how many passengers and mail they generate. Nice to know. List of markers tells us what the marker says and what its location is in the parentheses. So this is at grid coordinate 1699 for the Ashlock bus marker and things like that. All right, last one. You've seen it if you've been watching the 128 Pack 128 game or the tutorial where we have multiple companies, and that is the company or the player switch. And yes, you can cheat and have the public service lay the rails or do the groundwork if you so desire. That's the power of the lists, guys. But also on the list is the free play mode, which those other 2 games will tell you I've needed. That's where you can go deep in the hole. And then there's the currency left, which is you have to have a figure, and that's, you can't go below that currency, if I remember right. You know what? Let's ask it. And looking at it, Free play if the player is not locked. In this mode, you'll never get bankrupt. Doesn't tell me what the currency left mode is. I really am curious as to what that mode is or if it's something legacy. I want to say that's the currency to the left, and it's telling us that the currency values are going to be displayed to the left if we have it engaged, that they've got it set to the right, and I think that's because I did it in the options by accident. All right, those are the lists. That's what I've been dealing with. I dealt with one issue while we were in them, and we're going to go back to the station list, make certain we turn that back on and no connection back on, and the next game I play will be fixing those. Now it is going to be a while. It's going to be a couple days because tomorrow is Max Chaos Day. We're going back in and we're going to create maximum chaos in the other version of Devil's Towers, which is getting hard. And we can't do the streamlining fixes, but we can clean up and make certain we're not making those mistakes by using the lists in that game too. I will probably also be running, one moment, frog, grog, croak, croak. I feel like I'm being lectured by Mihawk. Yes, I watched it again. The live action one. Alright guys, that's what we're going to do. But what I was saying was we were probably going to be also doing tutorials tonight and tomorrow that I'll be recording. I'll see the tutorials will drop tonight. This game may actually drop after the tutorials because it's a longer one. And we will see you in a later point on Cali Jack. This has been episode 83 in the Devil's Towers Fixit 1969 game. Have a better day than I'm having.